Your computer is back on. Hey, Mark. Hey, Mary. Let me know if you can hear me well. Is it on? Yours?
I'm going into it for YouTube instead of StreamYard.
All right. We got Juan watching. Two. How y'all doing this evening? Yeah, I'm feeling better, Mary. Think I'm finally beating this pneumonia. I was able. Hey, Leanne, how you doing? What's the matter? Was it bothering you?
Your face was white.
Wasn't over here. Was my face white? How's the lake, Leanne? I probably should get my phone in case Kevin tries calling. He may, now that he's got the new number. I'm feeling a lot better, Leanne. It's a little warm today. Hey, Smokey, how you doing? Not coughing as much, and so I'm glad all that's over with. That coughing sucks. What's up, Mark? Where you up, bud? What you up to? Busy but getting slower. Oh, you're talking about the lake. Yeah, I know. Lake of the Ozarks. It's always busy at this time of year. Smokey, you still enjoying that book? People are slowly getting in here. Mark, I told Adam I told the chat that I was doing this live, so they should be here in a little bit. Oh, thank you, Smokey. Like I told you in the email, I probably should check for grammatical errors better, but I didn't. I mean, I did, but not as good as I probably should have. Got my Harvey Talks Prison cup with the come on, YouTube, don't get me for that one. Hey, Dan, Smokey's from Missouri too. She's over by south of St. Louis. We had that one guy. What was his name? I can't remember. He was from Missouri. And then there's another one from Missouri that he started a YouTube channel, but then I don't know. He stopped. Another festival in August. You hear that, Mindy?
What?
I mean, of course, she didn't hear it. She wrote it. Another festival in August. I think it's the same place too. St. Louis. Mark, yeah, Mark's from St. Louis.
I wanted the festival when it's not so freaking hot.
Mindy says she wants to go when it's
Outside very long when it's hot.
yeah, she wants to go when it's not so hot. Yeah, Smokey lives just south of you, south of St. Louis, Mark. Of course, Leanne, she's up there. Eldon. Judy's from Jerome. I forgot about her. There's a lot of Missourians on this channel. East Side of St. Louis. Hey, Mark, when I got out, I had to go to the St. Louis bus station, right? Because Mindy wasn't able to make the trip. We get on the bus. We spent all day there. We get on the bus, and the bus driver who's new to the area gets lost. We end up at the airport. And Berkeley, we end up at the airport. Well, we had to pick some people up there anyway. But the bus driver, she gets lost, and we couldn't find I-44. She finds I-44, and then she wasn't sure she's headed the right direction. She said she's from Texas. Zeus, what's going on, man? You doing all right? Zeus LaBarber. I got an uncle that lived on Michigan Avenue in St. Louis for a long time. I think it was South Michigan, if I remember correctly. All the houses look the same there. I mean, they're just rows and rows. They're all like the same. That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Zeus. It's good to be free. It's good to be good, doing good. St. John's Mercy Hospital. I was sent there from Farmington Prison one time. The guards got lost there too. They couldn't find the entrance. They took me all the way to the top floor. And one time, one of them wanted to go smoke, and I said, "Man, I'd like a cigarette too, man. Take me with you." He goes, "Man," he goes, "How about we just smoke here in this room?" And the other guard bust for the 5-0. You are 5-0. But anyway, he and I smoked a cigarette by the air conditioner, you know. And so he didn't have to walk all the way down there. And it had been about 5 days since I smoked a cigarette. I was all lightheaded. How you doing, bud? It's been a minute since I seen you. Hey, Jim. Yeah, it was a Greyhound that took us out of St. Louis, just Springfield. I sat with this other guy that gotten out of prison. He got off at Raleigh, and another guy got on and sat in my seat. You know, I was hoping to be left alone. And man, he just talked and talked and talked. Finally, he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Farmington Correction Center." He thought it was being funny. I smoked. You mean when I smoked in the hospital? Man, that was in the 90s. But they took out smoking in the prisons in 2018. But before then, you could smoke. They started making rules where you couldn't couldn't smoke. First, there's rules you couldn't smoke inside a building. Then it was rules you had to be so many feet from a building, and it got crazy. But when they took the smoking out in 2018, a lot of guards quit. They had they wasn't working 8 hours without a cigarette. That kid from Florida. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that kid. Jim Rippey, what you doing? All right, hey Leon, let me and Mindy know when it starts cooling off if they have another one. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a shot. Mindy likes going to dispensaries. I don't touch stuff. I'm on parole anyway. July. You was born there, July 1968. I can't remember. I wished you happy birthday or not, Mark, but if I haven't, happy birthday. Man, I feel like I feel bad now. You should have called me on your birthday, Mark. It reminded me. Did I? I called him on his birthday. I drink coffee all day long, people. I drink too much coffee. I should be drinking water and lemonade and other cold things. Smokey, because I got a life sentence, I can be on parole as long as they want me to be on parole. So far, it's been 7 years. Last November, my PO put in to sorry, I'm laughing at what Zeus said. Last November, my PO put in to have me taken off parole, but I was denied. She's going to try again this year. I feel alone. Last time I got out was in 85. Hey, Zeus, we used to have a subscriber on here named Jay Walker. He got out in the 70s. I don't know how old this guy was, but he'd been around. And he told us he was going to have surgery, and we never heard from him again.
Got out at 85. I was 2 years old.
He got out right down by the arch, right by the old St. Patrick's food pantry. Hey, they told me, guys in the prison told me when I got out, when I got to the bus station, don't walk away from the bus station. What's somebody going to do? Rob me? I didn't have nothing. They're going to take my prison, what little prison stuff I had. but I didn't have nothing. But there was a guy walking through. He opened his coat up. He had this big, long, like trench coat. He opened his coat up. He had phones and tablets and everything in there. You want to buy one? Want to buy one? And no, dude, I don't want to buy. He asked everybody that gotten out of prison if they wanted to buy a phone. He had a whole bunch of them. Hey, Zeus, 2 years is 2 years, buddy. That's 2 years of your life that was gone in prison. 2 years of your freedom taken. Mark got out in 94. Menard Correctional Center, Porter and Chester. I went in 87 and got out in 2016. I missed a lot, guys. And you learn to appreciate little things. You know, it's like I told somebody one time, man, you appreciate being able to just walk outside with a cup of coffee, you know, smelling things that you don't smell in prison, like cut grass and stuff. Once in a great while, we could smell cut grass, but you know, even smelling gasoline. I told Ethan, he goes, man, that gas stinks. I said, man, that's the smell of freedom, because you rarely get to smell gas in prison. He's right, it does stink though.
Where is it not given that?
Do what?
Like, it's not a viewer count. I don't know why.
I got 6. It should be.
I have to reload my page.
Uh, but anyway, that Smokey, that's hopefully I'll get off this year, you know. I don't know. I would like to, you know. Definitely, Leanne. That's for sure. But one of us, like between me and Mindy, one of us is going to have to stay. Oh, that would be me. She goes, I hope to see you guys and get happy. I said, one of us is going to have to stay, you know. Yeah, I hope so too, Smokey. I really do, you know.
Is there any free campgrounds up there?
Is there any free boy, I can't talk. Campgrounds up there, Leanne? I'm sure there is.
Well, there's plenty of campgrounds. I've had free ones.
Oh.
I just don't feel like paying more for a campsite than I would a hotel room.
Right. Oh, you didn't know it was your birthday till your Uncle Danny called? Don't feel bad, Mark. I've been reminded like that before too. Somebody all of a sudden say happy birthday and you're like, wow, is it really? Already? But that's true. But yeah, Zeus, it doesn't matter how much time you do, it's time, you know. Yeah, I appreciate that, Mark. I don't know about a medal and key to the city, but I do not regret. Not at all. I regret the pain it put people through and everything. You know, my action, but nobody else was doing a damn thing. You know, it killed my parents afterwards too, man. I seen them the first year I was in jail. I seen them age like 10 years. And my mom never stopped apologizing. I told her, I said, you can't change the past, man. I said, it's over with. We forgive you. But I still kicked my butt for trying to escape from the county jail. That's where I really messed up. All right, Leanne, have a good one. But yeah, you're right, Mark. I get no pleasure from what I did, and it was a horrible thing, and not something I really want to go through again. You know. And somebody one time told me, he said, "Well, it seems like you would have got numb to all the." Yeah, but it's different, you know, in prison because you kind of shut down. You, you kind of shut off your emotions and stuff in prison, you know, and your compassion for others, and just so that you can survive and those you hang around with, you can help them survive. But when you're out here and you're 17 years old and you do something like that, it just it's a big impact on you. Yeah, I think he has too. And you know what, Mark? He told me one time that uh, Jay wasn't his real name, and that before he got off, because he said he was talking about getting off the YouTube thing. Watching, you know, he said he got to where he couldn't watch it so much anymore. But he said he was going to give me his real name before he stopped coming on. But I agree with you. I think he's no longer with us. I think because it's kind of weird. He had the surgery. Now we haven't heard from him. I don't think he survived the surgery. But man, that dude's a legend. Not only is it one of the old heads, he's a legend, man. Some of the stories he told, the people when I got to prison, people were talking about what he'd done. You know, like breaking into the canteen. Exactly, Mark. You got to do what you got to do, you know. And my dad told me years later. He goes, son, I'm proud of you. He goes, I'm not so proud of me and your mom. You know, we let you down, but said you stepped up. And he said, I'm proud of you. But he really ate at him, you know. And I told him, man, let it go, man. It's been 20 years, man. Stop, you know, stop beating yourself up for it. You know, year after year, I'd tell him this, you know, every visit, pretty much, really, every 2 weeks, or every other week, or whatever. But and then I get these emails. What really gets me, I get these emails. People tell me, "I wish I had a brother like you, or a sibling like you." And I'm not. Anybody could have done what I done, and of course they always come back with, "Yeah, but my brother didn't," or "I didn't have a brother," or um, "My brother was one of the ones doing it." Oh, that really gets me. Um, but I get these emails like this all the time. That's right. Yeah, I don't like friends with the guys that formed the organization that I've talked about in the past. And I mean, I was real close to them, and I told them, they wanted me to be a part of it. I said everything that's good that starts always ends up turning bad, And they said, "No, no, this won't," and it did. Don't get me wrong. There's still some good people in it. There's a lot of good people in it actually, but there's a lot of people that it's not. That's exactly right. You could just tell he was a tough one, couldn't you, Mark? Jay was. I miss his stories, man. He had some stories. I got some of them on my email. I ought to go look them up and put them in a video or something. I don't think he would mind. Would he mind if I did that?
What?
Jay, remember Jay that used to be on here?
Well, he passed away. I don't think he'll.
I don't know if he has or not. You know, that's just it. I don't. You know, he might be like Aaron up north. You know, just real bad off. You know.
There's only one person watching.
I got zero. Um,
You must say the one person has.
yeah, I know, Mark. I told my parents, and it really wasn't so much my dad as my mom that got mad, you know, and told me I was lying. And then I told a retired cop of who was a friend of the family. He turned around and told them, and that made them mad. They said I shouldn't have went outside the family. You know, well, who am I supposed to go to? You know, and and that's why I told them years later. You guys, nobody was listening to me. And then I tell the cop the truth. Tell him the truth. Everything, what led up to and everything, he thinks I'm lying. He thinks I had a partner. I was just like, wow, I can't get nobody to believe me on anything. I'm telling the truth, and he thinks I'm lying. And Chris, my brother, he told me, he says, maybe you should have told him a lie and they would have believed you. They're talking about the cops. You know, it's not that they didn't believe me. They believed me. They just didn't think I was telling the whole story. What more do you want? You know? That's bad, Mark. You know, it does happen. And I've always felt I never could understand somebody not fighting back. That's right, Mark. Um, but I've talked to Mindy about this. And, you know, you commit these crimes out there, and you go to prison, you're afraid to stand up for yourself. But, you know, even if you stand up for yourself, like you said, that guy in the cell, even if he stood up for himself, it still might have happened, Mark. But at least try, you know. That's what I say. Just try. You don't have to. You don't even have to win. You know, like I tell a lot of people, you know, you get in a fight in the yard with somebody. It's not about winning or losing. Of course, you want to win, but if you lose, it's no big deal. You're going to still have that respect thing, you know. But if you just back away and say, "I'm not fighting you," you know, you're just going to let somebody run over you in prison, man, and then everybody's going to do it. I've seen it happen, you know, and me and others have tried schooling people and they wouldn't listen. And then when they get into it, they come back. Hey, can you? Oh, you're in deep now. We can't help you, man. You know, we couldn't help you. I mean, there's no way. You know, I just don't understand people sometimes. One guy came in. He was. Yeah, I'm the same way, Mark. You know, I love that organization. I just don't like some aspects of it. You know, the one I'm talking about. But you know what it's become and everything. But I had this one guy. He came in and he got to messing around with people, and you know, some of us tried telling me, "Hey, man, you know, he's getting in debt with this person, with that person, you know," and then he was borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, and you know, he kept telling people his money was coming in, and then one day he got the same thing he was talking about. The kid happened in that cell, you know, but the guy, one of the main guys he owed, said, "Hey, man, you need to come in this cell. We need to cover that debt." And everybody knew what was going to happen. I mean, I felt bad for him, but he wouldn't listen to nobody, you know. Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to get out, you know. I didn't know if or when I was getting out, Mark, but I just want to make it out, man. Just leave me alone, you know. I didn't go around causing problems in prison, but I didn't back down from it. You're right about that. That prison is a loveless place. I mean, you'll see acts of kindness from now and then, you know, but it's usually people who get involved in the dog program. You know, you see cold people turn loving towards animals and stuff, but you're right. It's a heartless place. Me and Kevin the other day was on the phone. We was talking, and one of our things we used to say is, "I want my mommy," and he goes, "No, they don't, Mark. They don't make men like that no more." And he said it again on the phone. He goes, "Man, I want out of prison. You know, I really do. I want my mommy." He's not making fun of those who cry in prison all the time, because there are those that do that. It was just a thing we had, you know, uh, when we was thinking about when we went out of prison, we'd say, "I want my mommy." No, I'm gonna have to dig up some of his emails because he told me some stories on there, and I might, you know, I'll give him credit, but I'll tell some of his stories, man. They're wild. I think he's told some of them here on the chat, and some of them in some of the videos in the comment section, you know. Hey, Mark, I wanted to ask you something. When when you first got out of prison, because I was just talking about this with somebody, did keys, like people twirling keys, did that mess with your mind? Oh man, that is bad, Mark. To the day before you went home, man. There was a story at Missouri State Penitentiary told by guards and prisoners. I can't remember the guy's name, but they told his name, or some of them did. He got out of prison. He did a lot of time. He got out of prison. His family picked him up, and you know the prison's right next to a train track, and the car got hit by a train track. I mean, not hit by a train track, got hit by a train. Yeah, that is sad, Smokey. It's very sad. The guy, night before he went home, man. That's horrible. Hey, Smokey, how's your brother doing in Licking? If you don't mind me saying. Hope he's doing well. Kevin's right up one house up from him in 3 house. Hey, John. Oh, that's good, Smokey. Let's see. You was down in the pit in 12, 13 when I brought Peterson down. I'm not sure. Are you talking about a California prison or here? How you doing, John? Oh, trust me, Smokey. I know. And you know, he's probably not going to tell you everything because he doesn't want you. Oh, Menard. Mark up there was, huh? Yeah, Illinois. Mark's from Menard, or well, not from Menard, but he did time in Menard. But yeah, some days are rough. Some are rougher than others, and I know that it's really rough for somebody who has somebody incarcerated because they don't know. You know, every day they're wondering what's going on with their loved one in prison. All right, thanks, Zeus. But every day, mothers, sisters, loved ones worry about their loved one in prison because they don't know what's going on, you know, at any given time, and they worry about them every time. And sometimes I think it's rougher on the people who have loved ones in prison than the ones who are actually in prison. Because when you're in prison, yeah, it's rough and it's stressful, and you're going through all this. He's right, Smokey. That is the way it is. Um, when you're in prison, you know each and every, every minute how you're doing. You know, your loved ones on the outside of prison don't. Yeah, that's the way it's always been there at South Central Smoky. Yeah. Oh, they changed. Yeah, they closed down like the church farm and everything where they used to do that here too. Oh wow, that's crazy. But 5 and 6 houses where it's really going on, where it's the worst. 3 house and four house is pretty bad too, but it's not as bad as 5 and 6 house from what I'm being told. And 3 house is not as bad. But his Kevin was telling me about 3 guards that got it down in 6 house here a while back. He said they had a goon squad down there in 6 house the other day. Found a bunch of shanks. Oh, what I was going to tell you, Mark, when I first got out, I was walking down this aisle in the store. Somebody behind me had a key that was twirling on their finger. I kept looking back because I kept thinking it's a guard. I was wondering, any of you guys ever ever thought that hearing keys rattle? Because they had them on their belts, and you always heard them every time they walked. Unless they had sometimes they'd put their hands over their keys and try to sneak up on you. You always knew when you heard keys of, like guards running and have the keys sound, you always knew there was something going on. Yeah, Kevin was telling me about that. It's crazy there, man. And from the way Kevin's talking, it's crazier than when I was there. Iran Contra, yeah. That was back in the 80s, early 90s, I believe. Jersey County. Oh, there's the goat. There's so much green there. I didn't notice the goat there for a minute. How you doing, goat? The sound of freedom. That's right. How hot is it down there, goat? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm getting over this pneumonia. Took the last of my antibiotics today. I haven't coughed a whole lot today, so I think I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? Is it hot down there in Florida? Goat probably lives down there next to Pam. I said the goat probably lives down there next to Pam or one of your relatives down there in Florida.
Mom moved. Don't live in Tallahassee anymore.
Oh, she don't. Hey, goat, we was getting that in June. It's crazy. It was hotter in June here than it is now in July. It should, it's backwards. We was getting 105, 109 for like a week and a half. It was crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. Go. The fight song about Drew Peterson. But yeah, July and August are usually hotter than June. But I'm not complaining. I hope it's not that hot in August either. I have no idea what they're talking about. People, they're talking about West House, Six Galley, facing the bluff. John and Mark are talking about Menard, I think. Yeah, Goat says they're having like 105 temperature down in Florida. Glad we ain't.
We'll be having that in about 2 days.
Is that what the temperature thing says? That's what the weather says? I hope not.
Last time I checked,
John Wayne, yeah, John Wayne Gacy was in Illinois. Why was I thinking he was in West? Huh? Tuesday. For some reason, I was thinking he was in Wisconsin, but you're right. He is in he was in Illinois. There was another one though, serial killer up there in Wisconsin. I think that's who I was. What serial killer was up there in Wisconsin? I keep thinking Wisconsin. Huh? That was Michigan.
somewhere up north.
Yeah, it is goat. Texas,
Holmes?
huh?
H.H. Holmes.
Maybe, yeah. Hey, goat. You're gonna cook in Texas. He's going to Austin, Texas. Here
Luck with that one.
Thursday, as a matter of fact.
I am glad we went to Texas in the winter time.
Right. Hey, we went to Texas. We went to Texas in February and it was still warm.
It was quite warm when we were there. It was February.
Hey, I had a friend that went down there in Texas in like April and May, I believe. And she's she's from Michigan. She couldn't wait. She was only down there 2 weeks. She had to take some classes down there. She couldn't wait to get out of there. She said she was melting. But I don't mean to laugh, Goat. I'm just telling you, be prepared. Do they got Whataburgers in Florida?
What?
They ain't got Whataburgers in Florida, do they?
Water what?
Whataburgers.
Yeah.
They do in Florida?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she hated it, Goat. She cried the whole time. I mean, literally cried. She hated it. And and I could just tell when we was down there in February, I could tell that in the summertime. Oh, you got them there. They're all over Texas. We're just now getting them in Missouri. But we she left there and she said, that is literally hell on earth. When we went there in February, we could tell that in the summertime, it was horrible. I was out in Arizona about 50. Yeah, it's a dry heat. Yeah, it's different heat. But see, Texas, their heat ain't so dry. It's kind of like Missouri. I don't think it's as bad as Missouri, but it's still bad. Hey, certified, what's up? It's certified NGAF. I don't either. They're good. They put McDonald's and Burger King to shame, Smokey.
I'm kind of glad it's almost 50 miles for us to go get a Whataburger because I'd be broke.
Right, yeah. Oh, you turned the big 40. Hey, if I don't talk to you, go happy birthday. All right. Yeah, I know how that goes, certified. Day to day, That's all we can do. But I'm giving you an early happy birthday, Goat. I wish I was 42. No, I don't. I'd be back in prison. I don't want to be 42. That's right. Well, guys, I've been on here about an hour. I think I'm about ready to call it a day. I thank you guys for showing up. And I always love talking to you guys. You guys somehow or another got me talking about stories. Um, and I'm going to have Mindy make you a moderator later, certified. I don't know how to do that. I always mess this stuff up. But was it in the middle of the summertime, Mark? I bet it was hot and I bet it was bad down there. Being in jail or prison in Texas in the summertime. Yeah, you too, Smokey.
Texas don't have air conditioning, I don't think.
They don't. They don't. I'm gonna go, you guys. Love you all. And get me something to eat. And I'm wondering why this. All right, certified.